Hi, my name is Patrick Reagan. Welcome to the Operational Procedure series of videos where we discuss backup and restore methods, ticket systems, documentation, change management, regulated data, licensing, and digital rights management. In Part 9, Proper Communications Techniques and Professionalism focuses on software skills that are needed as an IT professional. It includes communications, having a positive attitude, being professional, and dealing with difficult situations. It finishes with my personal list of software skills necessary to succeed as an IT professional. For those who are going to take the A+ exam, there are practice questions at the end of the video. If you have not already, subscribe to the Pat Has Your Back channel. Remember, information technology is there to support the organization. As a computer technician, support person, or administrator, you are there to support the organization and the users or customers. Remember, most users and customers are not professional technology people. You're there to help bridge the gap between users and customers and technology. Remember to treat the users and customers with respect. Remember to have patience with the users and customers. Remember, you should be leading and looking at the big picture. Remember, you are their superheroes that are there to save the day and make it possible for your organization to succeed. The A+ 1102 exams has a few objectives focused on soft skills, also known as people skills. Soft skills are the combination of interpersonal skills, character traits, and professional attitudes that are required for all jobs. You'll notice when going through IT job ads that communication is listed in many of the job ads or descriptions. While technical skills may get your interview or a foot in the door, how well you succeed at the job will be partially based on your soft skills. This video will focus on communications and professionalism. One of the most useful skills for an IT professional and troubleshooter is communications. It is also one of those skills that can be difficult to master. When you are interviewing, you are communicating, and how you are communicating will help you convey your technical knowledge, and how well you will be communicating with technical and non-technical people. When you are troubleshooting a problem, you have to discuss with the user what they are doing and how they were doing it. As an administrator, you need to meet with user or clients to discuss their computing needs and identify how you can make it easier or more efficient to work while keeping their information secure. To convey ideas or a way to do something, you'll have to create and give presentations. Communications will foster collaboration, maintain organization harmony, and help achieve objectives. Communication occurs in many ways. It is not just what you're saying during a conversation, a meeting, or an interview, but is also found in documents you create and emails that you send. When communicating, avoid jargon, slang, and abbreviations to the non-technical user. In some cases, you need to act as a translator. You'll need to communicate in terms that everyone can understand. Normal conversation will put everyone at ease. Decisions will be made on what you say and how well you communicate. You want to have a positive tone of voice and you want to project confidence. Remember that not all problems can be fixed quickly and some cannot be fixed at all. Do your best and provide helpful options. Your overall attitude will have a direct impact on the overall customer experience. Besides talking, you also need to learn how to listen what a person is saying and give a person a chance to complete their narrative. You don't want to miss a key piece of information. You need to learn and actively listen and take notes. Active listening is a communication skill that involves going beyond simply hearing the words that another person speaks. Show interest by practicing good eye contact and ask open-ended questions to encourage further response. It's about actively processing and seeking to understand the meaning and intent behind them. It requires being a mindful and focused participant in the communications process. Provide appropriate feedback. The better you are at active listening, the more time you will save later. Ask pertinent questions and drill down into the details. Avoid any arguments and avoid being judgmental. Keep an open mind and ask clarifying questions even if the issue seems obvious. Repeat your understanding of the problem back to the customer and never make assumptions. You need to set expectations. When dealing with people, try to offer different options such as repair or replace. You need to document everything. You must keep everyone informed even if the status is unchanged. Make sure that you follow up afterwards, which you are ensuring that you care if their problem is truly fixed. You need to match the attire of the current environment. You should feel comfortable about your dress, but you also need to look professional. Avoid wrinkled clothes, flip-flops, shorts, and clothes with stains or holes. Find out the requirements for your organization. Most IT folks can do business casual, and remember, sometimes you may need to dress down a little depending on the type of work that may need to be done. Avoid being judgmental and be sensitive to culture. Do not insult people. Use the appropriate professional titles. Try to use problems as a teaching moment so that the user can learn how to use machines more efficiently. Everyone makes mistakes. Make sure you think before you act and learn from your mistakes. When you're working with someone, don't allow interruptions. Avoid personal calls, texting, or social media. Don't talk to coworkers. You should strive to always be on time. You should apologize for delays and unintended distractions. To support communications, you want to create an environment for conversations. You want to be open and inviting. If you're on the phone or in an online meeting, you want a quiet background and clear audio. If you're not talking, you should consider putting your microphone on mute. If possible, stay away from speaker phones unless it is a meeting room with multiple people. Technical problems can be stressful for the users and customers. Don't argue or be defensive, and don't dismiss their problems. Don't aggressively contradict a person, but be respectful. Diffuse a difficult situation with listening and questions. Try to apologize where appropriate, ensure that you're there to help them. Give the person a chance to vent. You should not have to take physical or severe verbal abuse. Focus on building a relationship. Make sure you communicate through the process or problem, even if there is no update. Don't take the situation to social media. Remember, when working on problems, you'll see and have access to personal and professional sensitive information. If possible, you should avoid looking at such information and respect his or her privacy. Treat people as you want to be treated. You will not have all the answers, but how fast you come up with the answers is what sets you apart. This page is not specific to the A+ exam. It's my personal list of soft or related technical skills that will help you succeed in your IT job. Develop communication skills, which are essential communicating with your team members, customers, and partners, giving presentations, writing reports, writing procedures, and writing emails. Develop presentation skills, including developing presentations and giving a presentation to a group of people. Some examples of using presentation is to show current state, to persuade a group of people, recommend a solution, or for mentoring. Be organized so that you are more efficient and productive at work. You will need to learn to multitask, and you'll need to learn time management and priority management. Use notepads, sticky notes, or task lists to help you keep track of current things that you're working on and that you still need to be done. As an IT professional, you're going to have to deal with problems, so learn to problem solve. This involves using a standard methodology, using your available knowledge bases, and doing research. Learn perseverance. Sometimes you need to keep working a problem or on a project until it's solved or done. Make sure you keep track of your other duties and learn to take a break once in a while. Taking a break will let you take a breather, and your mind will still be working on it in the background. You will sometimes come back to the problem and see it a little bit differently. Learn to be analytical, including analyzing data, analyzing problems, and looking at the big picture. Make sure you know how to take a long list and store and filter the list. For spreadsheets, learn how to use VLOOKUP to combine multiple lists. By analyzing these lists, you'll be able to use them to present ideas, to prove a point, to look at overall status, just to name a few. Be creative and resourceful. This is useful for problem solving, coming up with solutions, and looking at different ways to work more efficiently. You will often have to work on projects. If you can manage or lead a project, it is always useful, especially as you mature in your role. Learn to work on a team and to work independently. You'll need to know how to collaborate with others, including working with your own team, working with other groups and partners, and working with a project team. But on the flip side, you need to learn to work independently. Sometimes you just need to figure things out yourself. Of course, you need to learn when you should ask for help if needed, including when to escalate a problem or to open a ticket with a vendor. By being a mentor, you impart your knowledge to others. Often the people will learn from you, will back you up, and help free you up so that you can work on other things. Question. You're working on a customer's PC and you receive a phone call. You decide to put the phone on silent. What prompted your actions? Answer. Avoid distractions. Question. What kind of calls should you take at work when working with customers? Answer. Respond to calls and text messages only when an emergency situation requires a response. Question. You have an appointment at 9 a.m. and you know because of traffic that you're going to be 20 to 30 minutes late. What should you do? Answer. Contact the customer to notify that you're going to be late and apologize. Question. Which statement is true? Answer. IT is to support their organization. Question. Which of the following statements are true? Choose all that apply. Answer. You should avoid jargon and technical acronyms, act as a translator for the non-technical people, and avoid interrupting the customer. For more information, visit these sites. In summary, information technology is there to support the organization. Soft skills are a combination of interpersonal skills, character traits, and professional attitudes that are required for all jobs. Communications will foster collaboration, maintain organizational harmony, and help achieve objectives. Communications occurs in many ways. It's not just what you're saying during a conversation, a meeting, or an interview, but it's also found in documents you create and emails that you send. When communicating, avoid jargon, slang, and abbreviations to the non-technical user. Besides talking, you also need to learn how to listen what the person is saying and give the person a chance to complete their narrative. You'll need to learn to actively listen and take notes. Diffuse a difficult situation with listening and questions. Try to apologize where appropriate and ensure that you're there to help them. Give a person a chance to vent. Focus on building a relationship. Make sure you communicate through the process or problem, even if there is no update. You will not have all the answers, but how fast you come up with the answers is what will set you apart. Thank you for watching this video. This completes the Operational Procedures series. The next series will be scripting. If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe to the Pat Has Your Back channel. Thank you.